Now, in the same file, let's create a handler for our command. Instead of using a class for the command, we use a record, which is perfect for immutable data and intent-based operations. Now, let's inject the iCustomer repository into our command handler. The handler receives the repository through constructor injection, which keeps it decoupled from any concrete implementation. Inside the handle method, we simply delegate the work to the repository by calling addCustomerAsync. The handler returns a customer entity, which represents the result of the command execution. This keeps the handler lightweight and ensures that all data access logic remains inside the infrastructure layer. Inside the infrastructure project, we register our repository in dependency injection. We add a scoped registration that maps iCustomer repository to its concrete implementation customer repository. Now, inside the API project, you'll notice that a default controller was created for us. Since we don't need it, let's remove this controller class completely. We also update the API HTTP file to keep everything clean and consistent with our architecture. From now on, we'll only add controllers and endpoints that are actually part of our application. Let's create our first real controller. Inside the API project, we add a new controller called Customer Controller. We keep the controller thin and focused, delegating all business logic to the application layer. We define a customer controller and inject iSender from MediatR directly into the constructor. The controller exposes a post endpoint that receives a customer from the request body. Instead of calling a service or repository directly, we send an add customer command using MediatR. This keeps the controller thin and ensures that all business logic stays inside the application layer. We go to the application layer and register MediatR in our dependency injection class. Now that everything is wired correctly, let's test our application using Postman. First, we make sure the application is running and listening on HTTPS. We create a new post request and use the following URL. In the request body, we send a JSON object representing a customer with properties like name, email, and phone. When we click Send, the request is received by the customer's controller. The controller doesn't contain any business logic. It simply forwards the request using MediatR. At this point, we've successfully created our first customer using clean architecture and the mediator pattern. Now, let's verify the result directly in the database. We open SQL Server Management Studio and connect to our local server instance. Next, we expand the database that was created by Entity Framework Core. Inside the Tables section, we can find the customer's table. When we open the table and view the data, we can see the customer that was just created through the API. Seeing the data here validates that our clean architecture setup, repository implementation, and MediatR flow are all working correctly. Inside the application project, let's move to the Queries folder. Here, we create a new class called getAllCustomersQuery. This query represents a read-only operation and will be responsible for retrieving all customers from the system. Just like commands, this query will be handled by a dedicated MediatR handler, keeping our read logic clean and well separated from write operations. Now, let's add a GET endpoint to retrieve all customers. This endpoint uses the HTTP GET method and delegates the work to MediatR. Instead of accessing the database directly, the controller sends a query using getAllCustomersQuery. Now, let's test this endpoint. We start by running the application. Once the API is up and listening, We can call our GET endpoint to retrieve all customers. We create a new GET request and use the following URL: localhost API, customers, customers. Then we click Send. The result is then returned all the way back to the controller, and we receive a successful response in Postman. Here we can see the list of customers returned as JSON, which confirms that our read flow is working correctly. Let's add another query to retrieve a customer by its identifier. Inside the Queries folder in the application project, we create a new query called getCustomerByID This time, we use a public record, which is perfect for immutable data-focused requests. The query will carry the customer ID and will be handled by a dedicated MediatR handler in the application layer. Inside the controller, let's add another getEndpoint to retrieve a customer by ID. This endpoint receives the customer ID from the root and forwards it to the application layer using MediatR. Perfect. Now the endpoint is working correctly. We send a GET request using Postman. The request is received by the customer's controller and immediately forwarded to the application layer using MediatR. The data then flows back through MediatR to the controller, and we receive a successful response with the customer details. Now, we still need to add one more endpoint to complete our customer operations. For that, we're going to introduce another command called update customer command. This command will represent an update operation and will allow us to modify an existing customer. We create a new record called update customer command, which contains the customer ID and the updated customer data. This command represents an operation that modifies the system state, so it follows the command side of CQRS. Next, we create the update customer command handler. The handler injects the iCustomer repository and delegates the update operation to the infrastructure layer. The handler itself remains very lightweight. It coordinates the operation but does not contain any database logic. This keeps our application layer clean and fully aligned with clean architecture and the MediatR pattern. Now, inside the controller, let's add an endpoint to update an existing customer. We use the HTTP put method and pass the customer ID through the root. The updated customer data is received from the request body. The controller then sends an update customer command using MediatR. The command is handled in the application layer, and the infrastructure layer performs the update in the database. Let's add the last command for our customer workflow: deleting a customer. We create a new record called delete customer command, which only contains the customer ID. This command represents a destructive operation, so it clearly belongs to the command side of CQRS. Next, we add the delete customer command handler. The handler injects the iCustomer repository and delegates the delete operation to the infrastructure layer. The handler returns a Boolean value indicating whether the delete operation was successful. This keeps our application layer clean and consistent, while all database logic remains inside the infrastructure project. Now, let's add the delete endpoint to our controller. We use the HTTP delete method and pass the customer ID through the route. The controller sends a delete customer command using MediatR. The command is handled in the application layer, and the infrastructure layer performs the delete operation. If the customer is successfully deleted, we return a 200 OK response. Now, let's test the update customer endpoint. We start by creating a new request in Postman and selecting the put method. In the request body, we send a JSON object containing the updated customer information, such as the name, email, or phone number. When we click Send, the request is received by the customer's controller. The command handler retrieves the existing customer, applies the updates, and persists the changes through the infrastructure layer. Once the update is completed, we receive a 200 OK response along with the updated customer data. Let's test the delete customer endpoint using Postman. We create a new request and select the delete method. Once we click Send, the request is received by the customer's controller. The controller forwards the request to the application layer using MediatR by sending a delete customer command. The command handler calls the repository, and the infrastructure layer performs the delete operation in the database. If the customer exists and is successfully deleted, the API returns a 200 OK response. This confirms that our delete flow is working correctly from the API layer all the way down to the database. To wrap things up, in this video, we completed the full CRUD flow for our customer feature using clean architecture. We added update and delete commands, exposed the corresponding API endpoints, and tested everything end-to-end using Postman. This shows how clean architecture, MediatR, and a clear separation of concerns work together to build a scalable and maintainable backend. If you're enjoying this series and finding it useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and enable notifications so you don't miss the next videos, where we'll keep improving this architecture. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.